Welcome back to the Grindhouse Massacre tournament. We're still in week 1, and we have PSR's Jinxie against Dead Future Survivor Squad of Pi, Tyro, Abstract, and Swingblade. So Joel, since you co-casted with me over here, what do you think of this Billy build?
Man, I'll tell you what, this Billy build is insane. You got Devour Hope. Oh, wow. Really early down. They're in trouble. Very good snipe by the Billy here.
That's what this Hillbilly is looking for with this kind of build. You get those 3 hooks with Devour Hope, and the survivors will have no hope.
Yeah, unfortunate hit on that wall there, but could still get another early down here.
He's putting a good showing from Dead Future, trying to slug these PSR survivors out, still leaving Tyro on the ground.
So yeah, this Billy's in a good spot right now. He knows where all 4 survivors are, and they're all kind of in the same vicinity, so they're not doing a lot of gens right now. Him going down right there is huge. Now they can try to start the pressure here on Tyro. If he can just get another down, they're in a really good spot.
Jinxie has managed to get the snowball into 2 survivors down now. Going to be looking for more, and this is where we're going to start to see value from Fanatophobia.
He's probably just going to look for these 2 middle hooks, you know, all in between all of his gens, and he can just apply so much pressure on the map with his chainsaw. This is a really big down if he gets it. Oh, they are in trouble, Tato. They are in so much trouble. There's 3. Oh no, they are falling apart right now. That's a really good deep boon onto that to Abstract. Let's see if he can get the 4th right now. Very good try, very good try. Oh, just was a little antsy on that swing there. He spotted another survivor. He's going straight towards it.
And I am being told in staff chat we might have a few things on our end, so we'll let you know if we hear any updates there.
What's up?
We are getting some info from staff chat. Just take a look yourself. So we do see this hook is coming through. Only the 2nd hook, even though we have a lot of chaos going on over here.
Oh, tough.
We do see the head-on locker play is not working. We have 1 hook, 2 slug. And Jinxie from the future is going to be looking for almost Pi to try to get a 4K5. Just looking around, trying to figure out where survivors are, checking loggers. Jinxie looking like the Pi is almost lost. Well, is going to confirm the 2nd stage on to Swingblade. Comes through now. Does manage to find Pi. This is looking like a disaster for PSR.
This is insane, though. All survivors are down here. This should just be an easy 4K5. It's a really good showing for this is a really good showing for Jinxie and their team.
Yeah, as survivors on the other side of this set, you just pop 1 gen. Doesn't matter who's chasing. You pop 1 gen, you win. The pressure that's going to be putting on the PSR killer is immense. You have to bring perks in such a fashion that you guarantee to deny the 1st gen popping, because the 1st gen's the win condition. You can't realistically bring Pain Mask because it's banned. You can't bring Agitation for hook speed. Like, what do you bring? You have to bring a similar aggressive style of build to just make sure you get the first down.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Potato. I don't even think any of the builds would matter here. Jinxie was just on fire from the beginning to end. He did not let up, and the survivors paid the price.
Yep. If I had to guess here for a build, I'm looking at keeping Ruin. I think Thanatophobia is also understandable, but I could see an Infectious Fright, Distressing Deerstalker, these kind of heavy snowball perks being brought on the other half of this match to give a chance for this to work. We've seen Coldrophobia happening a lot today. I think this is another setup that it would make a lot of sense, but I couldn't tell you. If you put me in a 4K5 situation, that's going to be hard to do. But that's what we're going to have to see PSR attempt to do against these Dead Future survivors. Jinxie said, get one gen, and you are good. This is a beautiful thing to set up for Dead Future. That's why they picked this killer on this map. They understood how good Jinxie was. And that's what we'll be wondering, how the PSR will be able to answer on the second half of this. We'll see you here shortly. Welcome back to Dead Future PSR Hillbilly Bloodlodge Grindhouse Massacre Week 1. And here we have PSR Swingblade needing to do the near impossible, a tie condition of 4K5. Not a win condition, a tie condition of a 4K5 against these Dead Future survivors. Joel, do you think this is gonna go? Do you think he has a chance here? Certainly as possible with Finesse, having that Finesse, making sure Billy only gets an M1, as he has to leave. He has to make sure not a single gen pops. That's why you're going to see the unusual build. You're going to see the Hex Civil of the Hunt is the turtle that goes first. Hopefully it holds on to this Ruin Hex crowd control and an Infectious Fight long enough to be able to snowball this for gen pops. Hooks aren't going to give you very much value in this 4K5 tie condition situation. So we're already going to pallet drop this. We've seen A's near Shack. We saw a couple people on the top side. That fourth survivor is still unknown. That's why Swingblade's going to have to leave.
Very good pathing with his chainsaw there. 2 survivors. Let's see if he can get this one down here very quickly.
The pallet's going to stop that down from coming in too fast. Did get 2 people off the most high progress gen, but taking Chase away enough from it is that going to give that survivor time. They do get interrupted again. As they blow up the gen, likely a 7% hopping off.
Oh, he lost him. He stayed on that rock, though. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on that high progress gen to make sure nothing too dumb.
This is a very tough little jungle gym for Billy to get the snipe, so it's really smart for him leaving this to go back to try to pressure these gens.
Yep.
Especially a situation.
Definitely, you can't let any gen fly. And Finesse should still be over here. Saw some scratch marks in the corner of Shack, but no gens. As we see a gen pop,
and
that's a win for Dead Future. And we're going to play out the rest of the match to see how this teams would do, but with a lot of non-standard perks for that win condition, you can't really put too much pressure on Swingblade anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said earlier, Potato, I mean, this was just a really tough situation to be put into. I mean, Jinxie just went absolutely off game 1, and you can only expect so much, you know, for these type of games. You can definitely try to make that same result, but, you know, lightning doesn't strike twice.
Yeah, we see Fancy with the nice fancy crouch tech there to avoid Swingblade's chainsaw, as the survivors have spotted 1 of the totems and forced Locker, forced the pull. Figured they had no more resources left. That would be a correct save, and only have a Locker to stall just a little bit, as we do see the first hook coming in. We do see the second gen popping. So this is where you probably sit and call as PSR and say, alright, first game's a loss, let's swing blade focus on the match. For the rest of us, let's talk about the second set, let's talk about that Ghostface game. Get your head in the game. Don't worry about how the 4K5 happened here. Make sure that your Ghostface game is on par, as they make sure that Fancy is going to get hit by BT. But Swingblade wants to wait it out.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you here. You know, just definitely recollect from that first game, you know, because you can't have that same performance again. You know, Jinxie's red hot on that killer, and I mean, the Survivors definitely struggled that first game, so the opposing team, so. Well, let's hope they can come back in the game 2 and have a lot better of a performance.
I would agree. We see, I believe for PSR that Tyvo is usually the Ghostface player, so he's going to get a little bit of time to think about builds and against how these Survivors specifically loop, as we do see another Gen Pop and Ruin get cleansed, meaning that this Billy has effective no slowdown. Ruin's already gone, and your other perks are Crowd Control and Infectious for that snowball potential. Both perks likely not going to be doing much.
And he's had a lot of slow chases here. The Survivors have stalled a lot of time, so I mean, he was in a really bad setting to begin with, even if the situation was less dire. That was a very good snipe though. He could snowball this.
I agree, especially with these perks, with Infectious to help that snowball. But even though his chases are slow, at least they weren't real slow, like Loris. That's a name joke for anyone who thinks I'm insulting Loris. Loris is great. But here we see Fancy. Thank you. Here we see Fancy at one of these filler pallets. Hopefully somebody's
very
gonna
good
go
snipe.
Hamdan. I'd agree. Hamdan does get picked up though. Gonna be the hook onto Fancy, who this is the death hook. That is a kill. Gonna help a lot. Typically has the map mobility, map pressure, and ability to down fast enough to get a good value out of this 3v1. That's something that even Ghostface in the next map is going to share, so we'll see how these Survivors can respond. Hopefully get some information for next game. It's a nice chainsaw onto Hamdan, using the slug again. As another gen pops. So Joel, what do you do here? Do you go back and pick up Hamdan? You gonna go to the person who popped the gen, or are you gonna try to find the third Survivor somewhere?
I think I understand the play here, what he's trying to do, just trying to pressure them off these gens to slow them down as much as possible. But yeah, realistically, you go pick up the Survivor and you take the scraps you can get right now, because he's way behind.
And then you already hear another generator high progress with a pallet still here. This should be on the pallet.
That was a very good read.
Instead.
Very good read.
Hamdan does get picked up though. I'm unsure if Hamdan had him breakable or not.
This is a very good situation for him now. He knows both Survivors are injured and on the side of the map, so he could potentially get all three down here.
And if you're looking at from a neutral perspective with these perks, a 4K1 and a Hillbilly, that's a pretty good result for this unusual build.
Absolutely, Potato would agree.
The 4K5 win condition.
Yeah.
So shouldn't feel too bad about the set. And we do see the heal onto Hamdan. We know that most of the time you're only going to get one medkit heal a match. This is in a situation I think you need to get that medkit heal now. So it's probably finesse healing Ambit. Excuse me. We do see the hook them in.
The only thing to note about the fact that they're playing against Billy, so you know that the chainsaw downs are so fast that the heal only really helps with auditory, you know, trying to figure out where the Survivor is. But other than that, I mean, it doesn't really change too much for them. So they might just want to just fresh this gen off instead of doing the heal there.
Yeah, completely understand.
I have $30,000 in credit card debt.
Interesting Discord noise going on in the background here. I don't know.
Yeah, do not know what that was, Potato.
Alright, Discord's having a great time today, but so are these dead future Survivors.
Sounds like somebody's in a lot of credit card debt though, Potato, that's all I can tell you.
And I would agree as well, but hopefully these teams don't have just these tournament winnings to pay for set things off. As we do see Loris here hitting stage 2. Gameplay right now is about as slow as Loris. once again, that's a name joke. As we do see Finesse here on this hill.
See if he can finesse this hill.
Yeah. We do see Hamdan save Loris. There's no Delic because there's no Boken. Let's see how long Finesse can finesse Swingblade. Looks like he is not swinging with his mallet. He's going to try to swing with his blade, but hits the pallet instead. And tries to hit tires, plus 10 rubber.
I don't think he was aiming for the tires there, Potato. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I would agree. Going back to this gen that's high progress, it gets this pallet out of the way, going to make chases in this area a lot easier. Especially easier if you find a survivor who gives you another pallet, Hamdan, making sure there's no resources on this side of the map anymore. But there still is one somehow, and Hamdan is going to throw it, but Swingblade doesn't want the pallet. He wants the person.
Wow.
What a beautiful
I was just
curve.
going to say I very much disagreed with leaving the pallet there, but he just made me look stupid, Potato.
I was about to say the same, so better for you to say it than I. As we do see that Swingblade is going to be on Finesse, who's stuck in the middle of nowhere.
He could easily get the
Infectious
4K1
fight.
right here. Right, he could cement
Definitely.
this game.
Definitely.
And definitely wouldn't have been a bad
Infectious
performance if he does.
Let's see if we can try to find Loris. Is injured, going to be a lot easier to hear.
He heard her. He heard her. She's in trouble
There's
here.
the blood,
Just the
there's
M1. That's all he
scratch
needs.
marks. All he needs is the M1. That's going to be a 4K1. Not a bad result, but Dead Futures Jinxie put on a masterclass on how to play Billy on this map with slugging, with a 4K5. So Dead Future will still take the set, but you can't blame Swingblade too much for this set loss. Still put up a great performance on the Billy. And, oh, I guess I caster cursed him.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, Potato, if Jinxie has a YouTube channel, that one's going on it for sure. The 4K5 was unreal out of him. But
I'd agree.
Swingblade also did have a very good performance here. A 4K1 is definitely not something to be upset about if you're the other team here.
But sadly, the only thing Swingblade can take away from this match is the flowers I need to send him as an apology for that caster curse. We will see this last hook, we'll see the 4K1, and now we're going to be moving on to Ghostface Larry's, which was PSR's pick. They should perform a little bit better on the bone selection. We'll see how Dead Future can hold up to that. We have to wait the full 50 seconds for Hamdan to hit second stage, have Hamdan give up and Finesse. We got some time to talk about that. We saw a few matches for this week's Massacre tournament already. Remember that these teams are not out, as this is a group stage round robin style format. So we'll be seeing all of these teams, including Dead Future and PSR next week regardless. So if you have to step away for lunch or dinner, know that we'll still be here next week with more great teams and more great matches. Hopefully ones as spicy as these. So as we head to the Ghostface Larry's game, Joel, what are you going to be looking for?
I mean, I think you said Tyra's the one that would probably be playing for the Swingblade side of things, right?
Yes,
For Ghostface.
PSR.
So I mean, he
Yes.
just needs to start out fast. Try to get that momentum swinging, and try to have at least a relatively close performance. You know, they gotta take that momentum right back, because right now they gotta be, you know, feeling in the tank, especially getting 4K5 so early on in this match.
I would agree, and we'll see how that looks very shortly. Welcome back to Dead Future PSR, the matchup that has 4K5s on Billy and credit card debt soundboards. Meanwhile, we have PSR's Tyro on Ghostface against this Dead Future Survivor squad of Dynamillon, Finesse, Jinxie, and Nos. Jinxie getting the heroic, monstrous, epic, whatever word you want to add here, 4K5 on Billy. But now we're on Tyro's turf, an indoor map, Ghostface. This is Tyro's bread and butter. That's why he's bringing into our hope. What level of confidence does Tyro have right now going into this?
Man, I mean, it can't be too high. It can't be too high, just because of the situation that just happened to them so soon, like ago. Like, you're 100%. That's got to be in the back of your mind, but you have to overcome that, and you just got to pop off for your team and get them in a better situation to win this whole set.
And you definitely have the ability to pop off as Ghostface. A couple survivor mistakes are everything. We saw Nos drop a pallet to get the stun. Ghostface goes right back into Cloak with Olsen's wallet. Kicking a pallet gives you your power back. And we see drop like knife sheath for the haste on a mark. We see no corrupt on a Ghostface set. That's not too unusual for Ghostface. It's usual for most killers though. And we're just going to see Tyro wandering around the halls of Larry's Memorial Institute. And we're going to see a chase on to Dino, who is trying to stealth out here. Swing, gets the hit, and the pallet. That's a 2-for-1 special. And this was right next to one of those totems, by the way. So it's very unlikely that someone's going to be looking for that totem right now. So this is great. Here's the quote-unquote God filler corner pallet.
It's unfortunate he gave him the whole map there. I mean, he should have definitely tried to cut him off on the other side there, because now he went right back to main area in this map, and he's got no pressure again.
Yeah. Well, even though wait, was it a walk-through window? Was that a?
We don't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great. Yeah. All right. So we see Tyro leave Dino with Sloppy Butcher. For the next 90 seconds, that heal's going to take 4 seconds longer. Going to be some good passive slowdown and pressure because Tyro is undetectable, hard to find. Dino's going to have to play safe, and somebody else is going to have to go heal Dino.
Here
and
we
that's
go.
What's happening over here. Nos getting the reset with Better Than New to try to get some speed boosts as well. And we see Finesse just sitting around. We see Jinx, the only person on a generator, but regardless of the generator's speed, what pressure does Tyro have? Everyone's healthy. There's not much going on. You're not getting anything as a result of this gen popping unless you find the gen and spot 2 survivors as I say it. What am I doing with these caster curses today? That's a hit on the Jinxie, and now the chase on the Nos.
You know what? It's like you got a hex on them today, Potato. It's like you got a hex, man.
Hex caster curse, 5th perk unlocked. Gonna go straight back to this gen to make sure it doesn't pop. It's still regressing with Ruin, so you have some time to go explore the rest of the map. See if you can catch any of these survivors trying to rotate to hear Jinxie, or rotate around to get that gen popped. You want to see right
this
here.
This is a very good catch out.
Yup, and you see, because the Killer Instinct didn't go into Jinxie, there's a second person there. There's
good body block.
Second person. Yup, good body block. Make sure this first down. This pain rest isn't coming yet. What that likely means is this gen that was high progress over here. Yep, it does get to pop. That's where the body block came in. Make sure pain rest doesn't get
another
that
body
time.
block. They're playing very good as a team right now.
Yup, Dead Future seeming to have a great future in this match, making sure nobody's dead. As PSR, formerly called Power Struggle Rangers, are struggling with some of these pallets.
You did not just do that, by the way, Potato.
Yes, I did. You're welcome.
Oh
we see
my
Tyro
God.
cloaking back over to Library. Faking going to Library, going back around as the second generator pops.
With no hooks right now, Potato. He is not in a good position. He needs to get it down right now, or he's in trouble.
I'd agree. You have a lot of snowball potential with 3 health states lost. You have 3 injured survivors running around an indoor map with a stealth killer. It's a way to snowball very quickly, especially when you catch on one of these resets. Make that 4 injured survivors. As Finesse, make sure Nos doesn't get the down. And what do we see here? We should see a down coming in here.
That was a very good lunge.
Yup, and the pallet too. That is great. And the little bit of crash, I'm going to assume that was a mistake. I don't think that was a teabag.
He slipped on his keyboard. He slipped on his keyboard there, that's all.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And that is not a pain rest hook. Still no gen control, only control with these health states. But we can see a lot of things go downhill, but we do see Jinxie does get healed. Let's take a good look. Finesse, injured, going to save.
Looks like
we do see Jinxie getting the reset onto Dynamelon.
Let's see what Tyro can do here. If he could try to snowball off that one hook.
Here's some gen progress, a walk-through window. We're gonna call that a door, even though it doesn't look like it.
He hears him.
Here's Nos. That's the person already on hook stage.
Could get two
Finesse
here.
will go down. Yup. You're gonna leave Finesse slugged on the ground. Finesse gave himself up because Nos was already hooked once. A hook onto Nos makes a death hook. It's mind game by the wall.
Oh yeah, you
Hilarious
can't go
mistake.
back there. You just can't, Potato. You just can't.
It's a 50-50 at the end of the day. If Ghostface wasn't powered, but Ghostface wasn't, so. And we hear a scream across the map. Somebody, likely survivors are in comms. They're smart enough to know to hop off the gen for pain res. So it was likely either not called that this Ghostface had pain res because we haven't seen it yet, or that gen was very close to being popped and they didn't want to risk it. Either way, it's a lot of information given to Tyro. As the unhook does come in.
Potato,
That's a for the people from Jinxie on the Nos. What's up?
explain to me why he didn't play on that one hook on that corner there where he could see both hooks and he could just play off of that. He could have camped those two hooks and now he loses all that pressure of the second hook. You know what I mean?
I think he's giving up the temporary pressure to make sure Devour Hope gets its stacks. You have to be 32 meters away from the hook, and I think Tyvo was thinking, if both of these unhooks come in at the same time, I get one stack, not two. But now we see the third one coming in, and now everyone's exposed, but they don't know it yet.
That's a good
the
point,
power
Potato.
of Devour Hope, yep.
Very good. He's gotten every single lunge this game. Blessed by him.
Yep, and we do see the first kill that will not give more stacks because Nos will not get unhooked, but it does mean the Devour Hope is active, everyone's aware of it, they're going to start to look for totems a little bit more now. They should have started because of Ruin, but if we're counting perks right now, they're aware of Sloppy, they're aware of Pain Res, and Ruin, and now they're aware of Devour Hope. No more surprises, survivors know what's going on, there's no pop, so there's no penalty for cleansing Ruin, there's no wet or no way out at the end. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel, even though there's a lot of traps on the way. As we do see a totem get cleansed, I believe that was Ruin.
It's starting to feel like the pressure is slowly shifting here. I feel like Tyro can really snowball this, maybe get a 4K too.
Yeah, I would agree. Getting the first kill on Larry's is pinnacle of the match, and there's the second cleanse onto Devour Hope. But it's done its damage. You got the down on the Nos to get a fast kill. Got the down on the Jinxie. It caused that much faster pain res as we slowly look around. Finesse just walking around. Dino also rotating around. There's no pressure on gens right now, Joel. What are the survivors supposed to be doing?
I mean, it's gonna have to be Dino to go for this save right now because Finesse is not healthy, and that's a free down for Ghostface right now. So, Dino Melon's gonna have to make a very good play here, a good heads-up play, and Finesse is gonna have to try to stealth around and maybe try to get a gen progress, a little bit of gen progress somewhere.
I would agree, but it looks like this Ghostface match is still being pretty quiet. We see Tyvo just walking around the hook. It looks like these survivors...
He spots Dino, this is huge.
This is big, means that unhook isn't coming in. Jinxie should be hitting second. Dynamelon's now injured. Dynamelon and Finesse can't meet up right now because Ghostface might be on Dino's trail. And does get the respot onto Dino. And
Finesse is working on that.
Finesse working on the generator.
Oh, and he spots him.
Yep. Now you have no gen progress going on. You're not losing it because of Ruin at least. But Tyvo's got all of the tools to do this match.
That was a very heads-up play by Tyro. Very disciplined to not go and chase Dynamelon, who he's trying to make him go away from the generator that Finesse was working on. That was a very smart play by him.
Yep, Tyro understood not to take the bait, instead went fishing for Finesse. Hook, line, and sinker gets the down at a lot of tempo. And we will hear more food in the water for this Ghostface, as we did hear a little bit of what I believe was Dino's Dwight. But we'll see Jinxie go down instead. Is Tyro going to be slugging this out? Nope. We see Dino picking up Finesse. Unbreakable is not allowed in this balancing tier. And we see picking up Jinxie. Jinxie's death hook. This is going to be the second kill. And at that point, you're expecting no more chance to fly. You're expecting as a Ghostface that you have enough control without any perk help to be able to get the down or the hook or the slug or anything before another gen gets done. So survivors right now should be hoping for a 4K3 with a hatch or 4K2. That's the best they can hope for. Anything else is unreasonable.
Which is still a really good result, especially how the beginning of this game went. I was looking, I mean, it didn't look like he was going to get a soul on the hook, Potato. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he's really turned this game around for the better.
Ivo saw what happened last game and was not deterred. Choosing to go after this, I believe this god power was already dropped and broken. It was. So Finesse should be going down in just a matter of time. But will Dino be able to hop back on that exit gate generator to try to make this a 4K2? Was Dino going to stealth for Hatch? We'll see how long this chase goes. But they're zoned at this really weak pallet. But gets a window. Beautiful window luck by Larry's. But it's not going to go on forever. Going to library, this pallet's still up. Tybo knows he has to drop this chase, go back to this generator. It's been long enough, Dino might be on this gen. We hit Dino off to the side. Now we've got a game of DVD ping pong. Pallet has to be dropped. Blind coming in and residual manifest. Gonna help a little bit in this 2v1 situation. Blindness means you can't find the generators as easily. Testing Tybo's memory.
It's a very good idea going back to that generator. Just in case he hopped on it real quick.
Tybo knows how to cross T's and dots I's. There's a reason he passed the bar exam. It's not a joke, by the way. He passed the bar exam. You're welcome, chat. Fun facts.
So we saw Goodman on the weekdays, and he's a Ghostface main on you know, the weekends. So
sounds great to me.
Let's see what we can find here. He found that blood pool. It looked like they went up top. I don't know why he gave up that chase.
I'm not sure. Maybe you looked up top. You tried to be somewhere else, but we can still hear the survivor. At least I can. But then again, spectator audio is a little bit louder. Beautiful stab onto Finesse. This should just be a done deal at this point. You're injured on Larry's. There's no pressure from Unbreakable. No pressure from Jen's flying. You're gonna have to do some absolute heroics to get back and pick up the slug, but that's not gonna happen. Gets the stab, gets the down. Now we've got time to talk about the other half of this 4K3 unless something really dumb happens. PSR getting a much better result than they did in this Billy set for the first half.
Yeah, I mean, even their killer performance wasn't bad at all. Like, to say the least, a 4K1 on Billy is definitely nothing to, you know, say that was terrible. I just think they got to play better this time as survivors. They really do.
But 4K3 as the tie condition means you just have to crank out 3 generators. It means Ghostface doesn't have the ability to camp their first hook to death, because then you would pop 3 gens off in the distance. Even though that isn't common for Ghostface, it would be reasonable. As we hope Finesse will give up on hook to have Dynamo die a little bit faster, just to get these games moving. But
this is a really good play by Tyro. He's just sightseeing the moon right now.
True.
Very, very good comp strat by him.
Yeah, nice way to calm down, focus on other things, talk to your survivor team, figure out the game plan. We might see Ghostface try some slightly different perks to figure out how to get this win condition. But we'll find out shortly. Welcome back to PSR Dead Future Ghostface Larry's. This is the second set. Dead Future took the first one. PSR has already played their killer side of this matchup, getting a 4K3, 4 kills at 3 generators left. And now we see PSR's Dino Melon against, Dead Future's Dino Melon versus these PSR Survivor Squad of Tyro, Abstract, Swingblade, and Shadowhunter. And we're gonna look at these perks. Interesting add-on choice with the camera. Interesting perk choice with Nurse's Calling. Don't see those very frequently.
I could definitely see the value though in Nurse's Calling here, especially if he starts getting a bunch of tags.
Definitely. However, because you're not running sloppy, getting those tags can get you less number slowdown value. But I guess you're trading it off for the information from where the heals are coming in. But you also do have Corrupt, which you don't see too frequently in Ghostface sets. You see it sometimes, but what are you giving up for Corrupt is the question. You're giving up an Undying, you're giving up a Pentimento, you're giving up a Pop, you're giving up a lot for Corrupt, and these survivors are already wanting to stealth, as we already saw Tyvo and Shadowhunter fail at that assignment, both getting tagged relatively early. Here's where Nurses are going to start to get value. They're going to probably heal on this Corrupt side, make the killer come to them in a place they don't want to patrol. But how much of a surprise do you think this Nurses calling is going to give these survivors?
I think they're about to be in for a rude awakening, Potato. As you can see here, it's probably going to be a quick down by one of these people here. A little bit of a traffic jam.
And 2 survivors, yup. Good way to put that. There's already a down. Corrupt's over. And you get this quote-unquote God filler pallet out of the way. That's one of the top 5 strongest pallets on the map. Yes, I did the math. And this is a pain res hook. We know there's no early gens flying. Ruin's still up for now. But with my caster curses today, that might change. So Joel, what's the correct play for these survivors right now?
Well, definitely gonna have to be somebody needs to get the Ghostface's attention in a chase here, and one of your healthy guys needs to go for the save. It definitely should not be Tyro going for the distraction here. The Nurse's calling getting value again here, and then he gives it up. Interesting. He must hear one of them. There it is.
Holding both of them in this corner. Make sure neither of them can go for the save. With Swingblade and Tyro being here, you would expect Abstract to be trying to get the save shortly. As a stab comes in on Swingblade, Tyro manages to disappear and someone gets the totem. Based on my math, that's Abstract at the totem. Swingblade just got hit. Tyro was in that area. Tyro is probably the person who has to go for the save, but Tyro's on the gen. Is Abstract going for it? No! Shadowhunter hit second.
This is tough for them. Shadowhunter, they really need to get the save down right now, or they'd be in a lot of trouble. This early, with a 3v1 in Ghostface for Larry's, is not a good time for these survivors at all.
I would agree. Most of the matches we've seen today, as the stun comes in by Abstract, most of the matches after the first kill comes in, the survivors finish 0 to 1 gen, not 2. So if you need to pop 2 gens to get the tie condition, you have to pop 1 before this person dies. And we see an injured Swingblade on this gen, drops a pallet. There's another one of the stronger pallets on the map. We've seen a lot of those resources already be dropped. That's 2 or 3 of them. We're going to start to see Ruins cleanse, so those gens aren't taking down, but we do see the heal onto Shadowhunter. No for the people needed. So what is Dino looking for now? Whatever Dino was looking for, looks like that they found Abstract. Now you're going to be playing an M1 chase against the killer with haste. You have to drop the bounty. Oh, yep, you do.
He gets that, I think, here as well.
Oh!
Never mind, I'm completely wrong.
And off of that, with the camera add-on, sees the ore of these survivors. Based on the unusual slug and walk straight to the gen, these survivors should be able to call off the add-on though. Only reason Dino would be looking at this gen specifically that they didn't see progress on previously, if I recall correctly, is that add-on. That should be calm to all survivors. They shouldn't be surprised by that again. Hopefully not surprised by Nurses again. A lot of ore reading in this.
Definitely don't understand why he went there just to disrupt that gen. I mean, he really could have used a lot of value off of that hook state. At least he finds this Shadowhunter right now. That's a pretty big find by him.
It's a humongous find, especially since Shadowhunter is Deathhook, but they do pop the first gen of the match for it. Based on our math earlier, if you can pop 1 gen in the 3v1, Shadowhunter dying here isn't a complete death sentence for the team, just Shadowhunter themselves. As this hook will be coming in, Shadowhunter's pain res has already been used, just put them on a hook, Abstract gets healed. So not much gen progress going on right now. So Dino sees 2 people healing? That's just 2, right?
That's, yeah.
Okay.
He's getting that stock on them.
A lot of stock. Oh
99
my
on
God.
both of them, Potato.
Yup.
They
That
are in
is-
trouble.
Yup, that is a nightmare situation. That's gonna mean that if Tyvo gets found and goes on the hook, that nobody will be able to save them, because Ghostface can just pop power, insta-tap, and insta-tap.
It would take some miraculous plays to make that not a bad situation.
I would agree.
It looks like he found Tyra's scratch marks.
And finds the gen that has high progress, making sure that it doesn't pop to give them the tie condition. We saw after the first game of 4K3, we were like, oh, what are the odds that these survivors get 4K forward? And Dynamelon's making sure that's going to happen. Gets the quick hit on Tyvo's vaulting into his arms. Gets the exegate power kick to get the power back. Choose to drop Tyvo if Dino wants to. We see Dino committing onto this injured survivor. If anyone tries to take a body block, they'll go down. They're 9-9. Tyvo has no ability to protect himself besides this power that's dropped, besides the miss swing by Dino. That swing looked like Dino had T-Rex arms.
Very good
Gets
patience
the
by
hit on
Dino,
Tyvo.
though. He could have easily gotten impatient there and gone for another bad swing, but he waited for the right moment and capitalized on the mistake of Tyro.
However, with how long that chase went on to Tyvo, you would expect these two other survivors to be doubling a generator. We see Painmez comes in.
Looks
and
like only
that
one of
Painmez
them.
Stopped this. Yeah, that Painmez stopped that gen from popping, unless Dino gets a really good, strong rotation and knows what gen.
This
should be tie
gen's gonna
condition.
get finished, though, it looks like, Potato.
It should be. I would agree. This is looking like the tie condition.
And Dynamelon's taking a chase elsewhere.
Taking the chase onto Abstract. In sight line of the gen.
There it is.
That's the tie condition. Regardless of what happens now, guaranteed tiebreaker. Because the tie has been met. If these survivors pop another gen or get someone out through hatch, both unlikely but still plausible, it would mean good job not taking the stab. It would mean that they would win the stab, still have a tiebreaker though. So you guys will be seeing Slinger Suffocation Pit.
I
as we see
love
some
that
mind games.
play.
I do as well. Make the survivor panic just enough. You get aura reading on the slugs by your add-on, and you're gonna get a pallet kick. That looked like they're picking up the slug, but spacebar does both actions. Just get both hooks, send this 4K3 tie condition until ref tells me otherwise. We're gonna be seeing you on the tiebreaker set, Deathslinger Suffocation Pit.
Boy, that's gonna be a
Make
good
sure you
match,
get your
Potato. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll see who's got the better slinger for sure.
we'll see. On Dead Future, PSR, finishing up the Ghostface set in a minute. We actually got a little bit of time as these survivors have to die.
Let's
So
see
for
if
the
they
Deathslinger
also go.
set-
I was gonna say, let's see if they also go for the moon strat as well.
We'll
We
see,
know
we'll
how
find
well
out.
that did for them.
True, brought some good luck. Making sure that these
Alright.
survivors manage to pop those gens. To not like the God Pout, understandable. Playing Stab the Pout up to a score 2 points. Break this one, we're gonna count that 3 points so far. Right, 3 points on Hit the Pallet. 2 by knife.
He
1 by
didn't watch
foot.
TV, Potato. That's definitely -1.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay. We've got 3 hits and a -1 for not watching TV. Here's a pallet. Didn't hit it though. Wow. We're happy to hear that the Ghostface performance was better than the Hit the Pout performance. But regardless, we will see you for Deathslinger, Suffocation Pit 1, Dead Future, PSR. Dead Future took the first set. Second was a tie. And third will be the tiebreaker. If PSR wins this, we'll go to a 4th set. If I recall correctly, I'll double check with the refs after this, but I'll give you that answer, and we'll see you shortly. Welcome back to Dead Future versus PSR in the first week of the Grindhouse Massacre tournament. Set 1 was won by Dead Future, who picked it, and set 2 Ghostface was tied, meaning in set 3, if Dead Future even ties this, they will take the match. Here we have Dead Future's Dynamelon on Deathslinger against PSR's Tyro, Abstract, Pi, and Swingblade. We see a relatively standard set of add-ons, with the most spicy perk being Eruption, not too uncommon. How do you expect Dino to play this early game, Joel?
Well, I mean, he's got to get established, he's got to get it down, and he's got to go to work with this Eruption. He's got to start oppressing the gens, and definitely got to play towards either this 3-gen on top side, or I believe it's the 4-gen on bottom side.
Yep, you'll see that this 3-gen on the Shack side is corrupted. You'll see on the top side, that shot missed.
Unfortunate, yeah. That it was just on the bottom right of his hitbox. That's really unfortunate.
Yep, but you will see Shack Paddle dropped and broken pretty early, but this is going to give time for the other 3 survivors to make it to the top side of the map relatively early. You see Tyro and Swingblade just stealthing around trying to get deeper on this side, while Pi is already behind main building. You even see Abstract being able to start walking over away from this corrupted side, but Corrupt only has about 30 seconds left, so these survivors are going to have full reign of the map, as Dino can put something together with a harpoon in their stomachs.
Yeah, all 3 survivors were on that that bottom side there, Potato. So I mean, this if he can find one out early here and stay on this side and just snowball with hooks, I mean, he could have a really good performance here.
I would agree with that. We're going to start to hear some generator progress. Not see the survivor yet. See a little glimpse there. Gets
Very
a
good
beautiful
shot.
hit. Should be able to get the chain break. That's going to be a shorter cooldown as a result of the cigar add-on, making the cooldown 1 second less, meaning the Tyro's going to get a lot less distance.
I like the idea here to go for the bottom side person. This is a really smart decision by Dynamelon. Very good shot.
Good shot, won't be able to break it on anything, but it's get a very early hit for it. Tyro just now finished mending, should be getting healed by Abstract, who I believe walked them down to the bottom side of Shack. And we have Akshay stuck on the top side of the main building. Swingblade does get out into these center tiles, which is where you ideally want to be on this map, but an easy shot over the window and the stab over the vault is going to be the first down of the match.
Very well played by Dynamelon. He waited to stay patient there. He had a shot at window, but instead of 50-50ing that, he waited for the 100% shot on that window right there, Potato.
Yep, I would agree. And this is going to be the value of agitation, making sure that Dino can safely carry this hook all the way to what is hopefully a pain res hook. But not a pain res hook, but a good position nonetheless. Gets to kick this gen with Eruption. And we've got 2 erupting gens. You could argue that that gen in the tiles is on this top side, but not quite sure. Regardless, it's a 3-gen at minimum.
Let's see where they're at here.
I'd agree. That's 1 on the bottom side. Cranking a gen. Pi hovering
stealthing
really
main.
close to the hook. Yep. And then we'll see Abstract working this kind of middle-ish top mid gen.
Dynamelon spots this gen, wants to hit it real quick.
That's gonna be the second kick on this gen. We aren't usually counting Eruption and gen regression.
There we go, there's a save.
But this is a good time to count it, as we do see Pi get that save. We do see the injured Swingblade who just came off the hook go, oh boy.
Very good shot by Dino.
Gotta wait out BT though. Waiting for the last second to make sure BT's not an issue. Erupts both gens. That's the 3rd regression event on that top middle tile gen.
Definitely a questionable play. Definitely questionable play by Swingblade to go left there instead of straight through main. I mean, that was the only way he's going to block that shot, you know. Really tough decision to make there.
I would agree. We're going to see on an even deeper topside hook over here behind main building, as Painraz will hit something. I'm unsure which gen that hit. Did you hear Spikes, the anti-gen regression?
I did. I thought I heard it.
Yep, that would mean that is that same top mid gen. Those spikes kick in on the 4th regression state. That's the only gen that's been kicked or regressed enough times.
So 1 by logs here at Tyro.
Yep.
2 here.
2 here.
What's
Bit
this
surprised on that, trying to swap some things around, get the correct person to do the correct task. But one of those tasks is being shot. trying to get the chain break on the rock just enough to make it worth it.
Caught between a rock and a hard place.
I would agree, and that's going to be the double tap as a result of that. Beautiful 2-tap, choosing the slug. These swing blade get off the hook. Wants the hard tunnel swing blade. Are we going to see if other people play coming in, or is that not available?
I know the tunnel out looks easy here, but I would take your easy hook if you can, because you're really guessing you're gonna get the down here quickly. Now he already lost that.
Yep, already picked Tyro up, but look what Dino's getting, a bigger fish to fry. Can you land a shot onto swing blade around the body block? Gets the body block instead, and this is gonna be a pretty easy hit onto Abstract, unless you want to take the get the chain break. Takes 40 seconds if the survivor isn't wiggling. There's no objects, but the object's going to speed it up a lot. Get the reload speed from the Warden's Key add-on. I want to see this gen that had spikes has finished. We see some survivor movement on the bottom side of the map. Swingblade clicking with the flashlight to get a heal as Pi on the main building generator. As we see someone... Was it a missed skill check? That was a missed skill check. Swingblade's here.
This is 2 downs! No. Oh no, Potato.
Most importantly, that's the down on Swingblade. That's the survivor who's death hook. This is a kill. This
is so bad for them.
I would agree, and worse than a kill. Gonna use this hook. It means that with agitation, you can carry Tyvo a lot of places. Should be able to get them loosely into your
back into your 3-gen at least.
Choosing not to.
Yeah.
Choosing to go for a pain res?
Might be a pain res right here.
Yeah, let's hope so. Realizes that the hook isn't good enough in the 3-gen. Prioritizes the pain res. Gets it on the pain res hook.
So we got one by logs over here.
Yup. And then we see Abstract working on this main building gen, likely being spotted, but not certainly. Might have just seen the
looks
tip
like
of the
he's
head.
going for it.
We'll see the scratch marks though. Dino able to track them, sees them. Choosing not to, knows that there is something else more important going on, with a survivor almost baiting for that chase over and over again. Let's take a look where this other survivor is.
Looks like they're hovering that save.
I would agree with that. As Abstract is just being slowly pushed off this gen. It's not regressing, not losing progress. Pi gets the unhook. Now you have to chase a slinger around water tower. Not the hardest task. Dino looks at Pi, sees Pi is in the middle of nothing. Almost invisible.
Very unfortunate shot there. It looked like it could have connected, but just missed him.
Yep. Choosing to go back topside, having these 3 generators close to the end of the game is going to make sure that you don't lose the last one very easily. Knows that that 3rd survivor should be on this gen, gets the kick on it, there's the eruption, and now Dino has a longer leash to go out and roam and look at survivors, knowing any down is going to stop that regression. Stop that progress, excuse me.
Yeah, hopefully we can see a lot of eruption value here, especially because of the fact that he didn't secure one of those downs on that top side of the map.
I would agree. What do you think the correct play for these survivors are?
I mean, the biggest thing was that they all got healthy. That's really important against a Deathslinger. You definitely don't want to be just a mouse one away from getting downed by him, for sure. Especially in the situation of the tiebreaker. Definitely want to try to see as many, if you can get all 3 gens done here, that's ideal, obviously. But, you know, I don't even think it would be too bad to get 2 of them done, 2 out of the 3. How this game's gone.
One is definitely manageable, yeah. And we do see Abstract in chase, gets hit, then drops the pallet against the Slinger. Not much you can do with the pallet drop against Ancient Survivor.
I respect the quick shot there.
Yep, definitely the correct play, but doesn't land.
Good patience here.
Playing. Yup. Walk it down.
Very good shot.
Deathslinger. Power to zone. There's a handful of killers that get to do it, Slinger being one of them.
Yeah, it's a pain res.
Yep, good memory there. We see Tyvo on this shack gen, just trying to get some chance for win condition, as Pi is stealthing over with Urban Evasion to do some of the more risky activities. we see a nice and quiet game.
Oh!
Oh. 2 ships passing in the night.
That's so unfortunate for Dino Melon. I don't think going topside here is the play. I think he stays and hovers bottom here because he's going to lose that shack gen regardless.
Yep.
It's
that
good
shack
good
on the
call
left
for going
side's
back
top.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's going back.
Misses the shot on the Tyro. Gonna extend this chase a little bit if Dino chooses to take it. Gonna break it on the generator. Gonna take a little bit. And there's the break. Doesn't have enough to get the 2-tap. Gets the reload.
Zoning
with
him out.
Wardenskis. Yup.
Nice shot.
Gets the shot too. Yeah. Beautiful shot by Dino. Gets the eruption across the map for it. This is gonna be Tyro's second hook. Dino gonna try to walk it over to this water tower pain res hook. Pi has not been hooked yet, so Pi is the last pain res. So we'll see what Dino plans to do now.
I mean, realistically, he's got to go bot side and stop that pressure because you definitely don't want that 3-gen broken here.
Abstract is slowly working on this gen. It's about 40-50%.
I think this is the right call, kind of hovering that area to try to get that quick tunnel out if he can, but
Knowing that if you keep hovering, you're going to be giving up your 3-gen, and doing this, you give up both the unhook and the potential for that generator.
yeah, I would have liked him to see. I would have liked to see him be a little bit closer to that to the hook. You know, commit more one to the other. But I understand the thought process.
Gets the shot. Can he get the swing? Do not get the swing. Put Tyro into deep wound though. Not gonna matter much in this set as there's no dead hard or anything else allowed that was gonna cause or force endurance.
Very good shot.
A nice shot on the window. Should be able to get the swing, but the gen does pop for it. And is going to make sure that you pop 4 gens for PSR. Worst case scenario for PSR is 4K1. Which is definitely much more achievable on this map. We do see Pi is the best hook. And now here's where we start thinking about the value that you got from those perks and if NOED would have been better. You can hold on to this gen, you don't need the NOED, but at this point, do you play hard for the 4K1 or just make sure you get a lot of stages? That's going to be a big decision Santa's going to have to face. What would you do, Jolt?
Oh, I full send it every time there, Potato. So I'm absolutely just seeing red, tunneling out everybody I can, going for every quick shot as possible. Just completely demoralize the survivors. That would be my play here.
And looks like at least you're forcing Abstract and Pi to back off, play this a little bit slower, and make sure you safely do this 3v1. If the killer's looking for blood, then you gotta make sure they don't see a spill of it. Can't even spot any survivors walking around, but you do get some eruptions on these generators. 2 of them kick with eruption. A down would be a nightmare.
They are in close proximity here. Oh, and he gets spotted.
Oh, and spots. A little too eager on the turn of the corner. Gets the stab, choosing not to try to 2-tap. Gonna save the shot for the second half. Halogen power gets dropped. It's gonna have to be broken.
Yep.
Pi is gonna start to run deeper into these tiles. Gets
Beautiful
the
shot.
The LT wall. Can you get the hit though? You should be able to get the hit. That's the eruption. And sees the ore reading on Abstract as a result of eruption. It got changed from an incapacitated status effect to aura reading maybe a year or 2 ago. Just in case you've been out of date with Dead by Daylight. But the only date these DBD players have is their expiration date. As Dino Melon is going to be hitting Abstract 1 time. Still has the shot looking the wrong way though. This looks like it'll be the final chase of the game.
Very good
Swings to the
patience.
pallet and gets it. Good patience, I'd agree. And that should be... And He's just standing
It's
there.
okay.
Menacingly, okay. Just looking for the slugs to secure this 4K1. Now's where you start thinking about the other half. What perks are these survivors bringing? You don't need adrenaline. You don't need that, because if you pop the 5th gen anyways, you win. As a killer, you start thinking, I was gonna bring NOED. I don't need. It's not gonna be worth anything. I need to get a 4K1 to be able to tie this up. But here's where we start thinking about a little bit more of the advanced math. Dead Future won the first set. PSR tied the second. For PSR, tying is not a win. You have to 4K2 for PSR to win the set, which means you tie the best of 3. So you're gonna be thinking a lot about that. Getting a 4K2 on Suffocation Pit is very different than a 4K1. And that's where that Ghostface tie and that amazing Billy gameplay in the first game really is gonna start to come to effect. Now if Abstract manages to get through the hatch and deny those 2 hook stages, it's going to make it a lot easier, because then a 4K1 would win.
I think he's on the backside of main here. Let's check it out.
That would make sense. Falling on the backside of main, no adrenaline. The only hope is hatch. Not sure why they're sitting there though.
Yeah, I mean, Jinxie definitely put them in a good situation to win here, but I mean, it's definitely not a secure victory, so they can very much, you know, turn this around and secure a dub.
Yeah, Dino doing a great job with the 4K1 as Pi hits 2nd stage. So we're gonna slowly wander around, continuing to look for the slug. Let's see where Abstract is. Slowly walking all the way to hatch. Pi staying on hook to try to give Abstract time to get there.
Oh, he's got a hatch, no problem. He's only literally on the entire other side of the map.
Yeah, just a short marathon.
Right.
Just a stone's throw across the Atlantic River. On that note, we will be seeing PSR Slinger against Dead Future Survivor Squad shortly. I believe somebody told me that Abstract is also their Slinger player.
Ooh. So they
will
got a
see.
Slinger player. Let's see how they go toe to toe. You know, especially for this tiebreaker, man. Anything can happen. Anything can happen here.
I would agree. We've seen some unusual Suffocation Pit RNGs. I've seen 4 gens topside, 5 gens topside. If you get one of those with a 4K2 win condition you have to meet, that's the number you're playing for. It's not that unreasonable, but there's no adrenaline, as spotted by the fact that Survivor didn't get up. There's no unbreakable. So we're just gonna sit here for the next 15 seconds. So you know, I'm gonna throw it over to chat. So chat, I want you to start saying now who you think are gonna win this set. Is it gonna be? It's gonna be a nice 4K1 tie, even Steven letting Jinxie's Billy win the set, or is it gonna be something a little more spicy? Comment in chat now as Abstract bleeds out on the floor, and we'll see their Slinger shortly. Welcome back to Dead Future PSR. We are on the tiebreaker, Deathslinger Suffocation Pit 1. PSR's Abstract is a very specific and not so abstract win condition. A 4K1 would tie the set, and because Dead Future won set 1, they would get the win for the match. So Abstract has to get a 4K2, regardless of hatch escapes or etc. As soon as that 4th generator pops to make it a 4K1 at worst, the Survivor Squad of Dead Future, Finesse, Jinxie, Ham, Dan, Fancy, and everyone else on the roster gets the win for the match. So what does Abstract have to do? How aggressive does Abstract have to play here, Joel?
I mean, he's got to get his gun hot here. He's got to get a quick down and snowball. You definitely don't want to get behind in the situation he's in, because, you know, they get 4 gens done and they're in a pickle.
Yep. Abstract here looking around. She sees 2 survivors. Shoots, does not hit it, playing a little too aggressive here.
Yep, just needs to take a breath, give your second on the iron sight, and then take your shot. Let him make the mistake.
Yep, and they likely will, as we see Jinxie here running out in the open, getting some ducks. Should be taking
There you go.
here and get it. Tries to get the chain break, doesn't commit to it though.
Very good shot.
Beautiful shot and the chain break onto Hamdan.
This is the
We also
momentum.
saw finesse on this. Very much the momentum. Abstract, she's doing a great job zoning off Hamdan from resources and gets a good down onto Hamdan. But here's the flashlight.
Oh!
Does not work though. Fancy
Well,
trying to get a little too fancy.
Yeah, that was a well-made effort to try to get the flashlight save, but just a little much, not enough time.
I would agree. It was likely the spin burst player trying that, but didn't sprinto burst though fast enough or far enough. And here we're gonna take a second look at this build. You have the same build we saw last time with Eruption to try to hold this 4 gen, because you have to hold 4 gens. You have to come a little bit deeper there. We do hear some progress on this generator in the 4 lanes. Don't see any survivors in it yet though. We do see that there was one stealthing there. Fancy does stay on that gen. Finesse staying up in this main building.
One working
As
stack.
Jinxie is doing the safe gen with Deja Vu, trying to get that Deja Vu gen to flip to the other side to get speed boost on the important gens, as Abstract takes the time to do some renovations, kicking that main pallet, that corner piece that makes main so much stronger than it already is. Just holding off, making sure nobody can safely get the save.
I mean, yeah, this is a very good play by him. I mean, this was the person that was potentially going to go for the save, is now working towards the gen. Hits the shot. Beautiful shot by Abstract.
Shot. I'd agree. She did that amazingly. You see Hamdan did hit second. Finesse. Because that cigar break speed.
What a shot!
It's a beautiful... Oh, boy! The real finesse was not the survivor's name. It was that shot. That was beautiful. I'm sure Liz in chat is having a great time. They've been talking about Abstract Slinger for about 2 or 3 matches here.
And the hype is here. You know, Abstract is popping off right now. Not missing shots. She had a rough start. We missed 2 or 3 shots, but she has been nothing but aimbotting this entire match since then.
I would agree. So now we have Hamdan already on Death Hook. The only generator that popped was a super safe one on the Shack side, while Slinger is holding this main side. Gonna reapply the Eruption to this gen, make sure it goes back all the way down to Zevo. You're just gonna start patrolling these gens they care about.
Spotted the survivor.
Looks to be Fancy. Looks to be Maria's model, and the playstyle agrees to Sprint Burst, as we saw Fancy with the flashlight earlier, trying to get fancy with it. And Jinxie gets healed. Looks like there was some resets bottom side. Survivors choosing to slow it down just a little bit, because time's on their side.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start respecting these shots too. They gotta really tight on those quarters and stuff. Really try to play close towards walls and everything, so they can try to give them as much time as possible to make these shots. Because if not, Abstract's gonna hit them.
Yep, and I would agree. And look what Abstract's doing. Abstract is taking a good stance in the choke of suffocation bit with those narrowed wall interior shaped almost like a dog bone or a barbell. If you take out the little insert walls, and trying to make sure that you can hold on to 6 gens. Oh, that was almost there. That's almost sound like a hit. But trying to make sure that you include, 5 gens in this Eruption patrol path to make sure that even if you lose one of them, you can't lose both of these middle-ish gens. We see at the weak windows, trying to bait them to cross. It's the M1 instead. Now we'll probably see some of these survivors sneaking to the top side of the map now that Abstract has committed so far the 9 side, we see Fancy back on this water tower gen.
This is exactly where he was. She was headed towards as well.
We see.
And there's 2
doubling
survivors here.
stations.
If she just looks right here. Oh man, that's unfortunate timing.
Yep, don't see any. But we see that they were doubling one of those gens over by Shack, the one not in the patrol path. If these survivors were smart, they might leave it 99 to try to soak pain reses so they can pop some of these more aggressive generators, but they might also just pop it to make sure that they get a safe 4K3, but again, a 4K3 isn't worth anything. A 4K3 and a 4K2 are worth the exact same with this win condition.
Right, absolutely.
Abstract still hunting. Hunting and fishing with a spear. Sees
All right,
a lot of
this is good.
survivors.
Great patience on the M2.
Amazing patience. A gen does pop, but that appears to be one of these safe generators. 3 drop Shack pallet. And it looks like Hamdan's gonna be close enough. Should be able to shoot around. Tries to shoot around finesse, but does not get that finesse.
Yeah, there you just take the free M2 shot, I think, honestly, on the ace.
It's a lot of tempo, but getting this kill is really what's going to push Abstract over the edge. Might be playing in their own head game a little bit.
Just a little bit, Potato, just a little bit. Very good shot, though, right back in it.
Though, can Ace get the M1 body block?
Oh!
Does not! Abstract, the Deathslinger, slinging death. Trying to make sure that Dead Future's future is really dead. Getting that down, getting that kill is going to mean a lot.
What a freaking
Still give
M1,
up one more
Potato.
gen. Yep, that was
What an
great.
M1.
That was beautiful.
That is
But
not
you
easy
see-
to do.
I would agree. You do see one of these generators does pop. This one's aggressive. You can't kick that Abstract. There's 4 gens left on the map. You have to hold all of them. Any gen popping means that you tie the set in a worst case scenario, meaning Dead Future wins the match. You have to play for all 4 of these generators. I hope they are aware of that.
I think you just heard some footsteps, if I'm not mistaken, over by this main side. Yep.
We do see Finesse back on that gen with a lot of progress.
Let's see if Abstract can find this person towards hill here on main.
But we'll see if it really matters. If Finesse keeps cranking that generator, that's the tie condition for the set and the win condition for the match. That's the time we're worried about, and Abstract is unaware of it. It's a hard read to know someone popped straight back onto it, but it was the Survivor's best play.
This is
And
unfortunate.
we see Abstract going back to it. If they can get the
Can she
shot, they
get
can
it in
pull them away
time?
from the gen. They're on the correct side. They don't get it in time. There's a... With popping 4 gens, Dead Future will tie the set in a worst case scenario, which means they
What
win the
a
match.
shot, though.
Unless a ref tells me otherwise somewhere in my ear, that looks to be what the result is, but we'll continue to play this out because we're still curious if these survivors can pop any of these last 3 gens.
Definitely to note though, Potato, Abstract's been playing out of her mind on the Deathslinger of this game. So I mean, props to her.
Absolutely.
It's just an unfortunate situation to be in that this was your game winner, and it just came a little bit short, it seems.
I would agree. But regardless, Deathslinger's been playing great, hit some amazing shots. As you said earlier, if you have a YouTube montage, a lot of these are going to be going on there.
Oh, for sure. This is definitely going on there. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe it. Doesn't hit that one, but there's been so many hits. We should see Fancy gonna try to pick up Finesse shortly. It's the expectation, but instead, Fancy commits to the gen. Endgame started. Abstract, because they were playing for the win condition.
Hits it.
Does not have a no one, but hits that shot.
Insane.
Not enough. The down. Likely slugging, might be looking for more.
Oh, it's okay. Just got a little. That was a little bit of a bug.
Alrighty.
That was a little bit of a bug.
Alrighty.
We have a little bit of lag there, folks. It must be EU
Alrighty.
ping or something. Technical difficulties.
And welcome to the first day of Pride Month. We do see the chase onto Fancy here. Fancy's the last Fesha. If you're going for stage, that's the best case scenario.
Oh man. That was such a close shot. Let's see if she can stop this gate from opening. Doesn't appear to be so, but no.
Can you stop the person getting out of it? Because Finesse is injured, zoned off the gate.
The other person's gonna go for the save here, though. That's what I was worried about. They could potentially get 3 outs here.
Yep.
You just gotta send it, I think, on this pallet. You can't. You're just giving them too much time for the same result. Yeah.
Fancy gets the heal on to Jinxie. Finesse, fine, dying for this. The match has already been won. But they might be trying to get Finesse to that gate.
Ooh, that's tough. Maybe.
And now you see all 3 people.
We'll
Can
see
you
if
hit the correct person?
we'll see if she can.
That's the question.
What a
Hit the
snipe!
correct person. Do you get the M1 hit on the correct target?
Easily.
With the real
Yeah.
speed. Beautiful head. Can you try to greed for more? Ah, what a shot. And that will be Dead Future taking set 3. That will be Dead Future taking the match. Regardless of the tomfoolery of this execute here.
It's definitely an unfortunate situation for Abstract because I thought mechanically they played very well. It just was an unfortunate situation to be in, and you know, they had their game plan going in just to try to get, you know, gens on as quick as possible and just hit that tie condition because that's all they needed to win this. And then they actually get 2 outs, which is pretty. Actually, it's gonna be 3
I give it
because
3.
gonna let them go. Well played.
Yeah. Abstract with the apology note. Oh, just want some more fun. Understandable. But we will be seeing both of these teams next week. But more importantly, there's still one more match of the weekend. We will see you all Monday evening. Join the Grindhouse server to be aware of when that match and all future ones are going live. But until then, I'm Mega Drip Potato, and this is my co-caster Jolt. We will see you next time.
Have a good one, guys.